boss. That's pretty nice. Let's kill this guy. He gets in my face a lot.
One of the cultists dragged me past this
So
glowing pit. What made it?
I'm recording now. Hey everybody, welcome back to dungeongurunet. This is Nethervoid, also known as John, doing another Diablo 3 beta for you. And today we're doing the final in-depth look at classes here with the wizard. And as of this video, the runes have been unlocked, at least for public beta use. It's not public beta, it's still closed, but they have another more exclusive beta set of testers. They get to test the whole game, I think. So, but anyway, they've been unlocked, and I'm not really that impressed with the what's been unlocked for the wizard, at least as far as I've gotten in the game so far. But we're going to get right into it here. And the skills that I have right now are Magic Missile with this Charged Blast, which increases it to 143 damage. And I've got on the Arcane Orb with the Arcane Nova, which causes the damage to radiate out to 20 yards instead of just 10 yards, which makes it a really crazy farming skill as far as farming just the regular mobs. And I've also got on Wave of Force, which used to be one of the better, let's just go to that actually, which used to be one of the better farming skills, and now I don't need it as much because the Arcane Orb is so insane. It has such a huge amount of damage into 20 yards. It's just ridiculous. But this one does 220 weapon damage, and also puts a snare on mobs, 60% snare. So it might be good if you're getting overwhelmed in a harder difficulty, but for farming, it's not that big of a deal. I also have on diamond armor, diamond skin. I never use it, but it's great for if you get caught in a place where you're getting a lot of damage. It only lasts for 3 seconds. It absorbs up to 69 damage, and then it dies away. So those are the things we're going to be testing first, and let's get right into it. Well, let's just look at my gear real quick. I do have a lot of Magic Find. Almost all my items have Magic Find. I have 63%. As you can see, I just kind of kept cranking them out until I got some kind of Magic Find on all of my gear here. I did also create this wizard-only rare item I really wanted to craft. And if you look at weapons, it's kind of costly though. This Journeyman Spellbook, it does cost 3 teeth, so it took me a while to create. And I actually didn't get... It's 2 to 4 damage, which is really good. The previous glass crystal balls that I was replacing had 1 to 3 damage, so it wasn't as good. It does have some nice intelligence, and it gets 3 random magic properties. The problem is, for me, is I got I wanted a roll that had some Magic Find on it, and obviously I didn't get that, so I'd probably keep creating this until I get some Magic Find. But it's nice to have that unlocked so early on. You can get it up at level 8 for the wizard. That makes her, a lot more powerful. So let's get right into it. Let me show you these skills. Now, I didn't find the wizard to be as good of a boss farmer as the witch doctor, and that's because she's more of an AoE character. Her single target damage is not that great. Of course, it could change. I'm sure it's going to change a lot with rune unlocks and new skill unlocks at the later levels. But at the lower levels, the witch doctor was a better boss farmer just because, the witch doctor can put down 3 dots at one time, which just made the witch doctor crazy. So here's that orb. I mean, look at that. It's doing an insane amount of damage. The magic missile also does a lot of damage. And the other skill I forgot to talk about that I have active, my passive skill, is every time I pick up a globe, I get 30 arcane energy. Normally I don't pick up globes when I'm farming because I never get damaged, but the arcane orb does suck out a lot of arcane power, so I do end up picking them up just so I can cast them more often. The other alternatives are whenever you do arcane damage, it slows an enemy by 30% for 2 seconds. This is better for if you're in harder levels and you're trying to actually grind through the game, but not really for farming. And I just unlocked Critical Mass at level 12. Critical hits have a chance to reduce the cooldown of your spells by 1 second, which I don't have any skills that have cooldowns that I rely on, so I didn't pick it. This might be good for stuff like teleport, also stuff like meteor and stuff like that. Now, what's really nice that I haven't unlocked yet, next level I would get it, is Glass Cannon. All damage increased by 15%, but decreases armor and resistances by 10. And this would be good if you're farming, because it's more important to kill fast than it is about having resistances and stuff. While it is very important to have resistances and all that in armor and stuff, it's not as important as damaging quickly. So I'd probably pick that up if I had it unlocked, which I obviously don't. But when you get to 20, you get 2 of them. I'd probably pick that, and Power Hungry is probably what I'd be picking. So let's get into this. Ooh, not right away. A rare. Nice. And look at that. Boom. Those guys are already dead. Now, picking up a lot of... Man, two drops already. That's great. That's kind of overkill. But you can see, I just cast this now, and it jacks everybody up. It's my favorite farming skill. It's just, watch. Dead. Everybody's dead. Now, okay, so you've seen these skills. The magic missile is actually pretty good. Primary skill, it does a lot of damage for single target. It's not that good for farming. Let's go with Shock Pulse. Releases a medium range pulse of 3 unpredictable charges of electricity to 105 weapon damage. Ooh, I have a rune now opened. I don't know when this unlocked. Must have been very recent. Oh no, this is like level 9 or 10. Slain enemies explode, dealing 70% weapon damage as lightning to everybody within 10 yards. So let's try that. Arcane Orb. Let's change it to Ray of Frost. I do not have a rune for that. Let's see. Project a beam of ice that blasts 200% weapon damage, is cold to the first enemy it hits, slows the target movement by 30%, and attack speed by 20. That'd be good against bosses if you're trying to slow them down because they're jacking you up. And we'll try that on the boss to see what kind of effects it has on him. If you're just trying to grind through the game and you're pushing content. Not so much for farming. Snowmass damage increases. I'm not going to go over all the runes because it would be crazy, but the runes do change the skills a lot. And so it's good to... You're never going to stick pretty much with one skill through the whole game, it doesn't feel like, because the skills do change so much. I don't have anything else, so I'm going to pick Spectral Blade on this one. Spectral Blade is an AoE, Final Cone AoE with a very short range. Does 105 weapon damage to all enemies in that short range. Enemies bleed, so you can maybe use this on bosses when you unlock it level 16. With the bleed damage, it should be better than anything you can do to this point. I haven't shown you Diamond Skin, which is... So there we go. That's Shock. That's what it's called? Yeah, Shock Pulse. And what else do I have? Ray of Frost. So here's Diamond Skin. It just doesn't last that long. See, it's already done. I think they changed it. It used to last like 10 seconds at least. You used to be able to keep it on at all times, if I remember correctly. But they changed it. So let's use Ray of Frost. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Wow, it sucks down them. It's, channeled. Wow. Seriously, that Shock Pulse is jacking them up. Now, when they're exploding, as you can see, they took out some of the enemies, so that's kind of nice. Let's do the Spectral Blade next.
Tell me, what brought you to this infernal place?
I like that Ray of Frost. It's pretty nice. Let's kill this guy. You can see my face a lot.
One of the cultists dragged me past this glowing pit. What made it? Down this way.
It's not going off. What is it? Have a cooldown or something? There we go. See, it's okay. The range on it's not that great. But the Spectral Blade's okay. I wonder if it gets some any really good runes or anything. That's kind of delay or something. Maybe that's me lagging. It's lagging a lot right now. Unlock that. So, Ray of Frost. Alright, so I've shown you these skills. They're kind of a little bit boring. Let's go with the next one. Electrocute is what I use for when I'm farming. It's a really great skill. Arcane Torrent I've never tried. Barrage of arcane projectiles that deals 190% weapon damage is arcane to all enemies near the impact location. So it's a little bit like Arcane Orb. I use Arcane Orb because I have a rune for it that deals, has that 20-yard radius, which is ridiculous, but we'll try this one. If I had runes for this, I might use it more often, actually. Let's try Frost Nova. This is... Ooh, there we go. Frozen enemy that is killed has a 50% chance of releasing another Frost Nova. Oh, that's crazy. Must be recently unleashed or unlocked. Now, these other skills, I don't really know what they do. Transform into Archon's kind of cool. While an Archon in your form, your abilities are replaced by powerful Archon abilities. That could be kind of fun. It seems like a build in of itself right there. Except, I don't know what other skills you could use with it. I guess the Archon skills. Duplicate, that's pretty. Explosive Blast gathers an infusion energy around you that explodes. Okay. That's kind of cool. You can run into an enemy group and just be a bomb. Focuses your energies, increasing your armor by 65, but lowers your maximum arcane power by 20. I don't know why. Well, you can keep that up at all time, but lowers your maximum arcane power. Don't know if that's a good idea. These ice and storm and energy armors were unlocked at earlier levels before, so now they've upped them a little bit. This is kind of nice. You can keep this one up for when you have this. You can keep it up at all times. I had it before, not at 17. It was like at level 8 before. Anytime you get hit, they take some weapon damage, so that's kind of nice for when you're farming and stuff. Magic weapon imbues your weapon with magic. You have to use normal attacks after that. Familiar, summon a companion that will attack your targets for 20% weapon damage is arcane. That's kind of cool, especially when you open up a bunch of different skills. You can keep that guy up at all times. You can see he has a 120-second uptime. Now, I think the problem there is they need to make these last longer. I don't want to recast them every 2 minutes. That's kind of... I don't like recasting my quote-unquote buffs for every 2 minutes. I'd rather have them stay up for like 30 minutes. It seems more appropriate. And then what they do is if you switch it off, it takes away your buff. So, I mean, if you're using up a skill slot for it, they should allow you to do it for like 10 minutes. It seems better. Let's try Electrocute on these guys. So you can, Electrocute jumps around between the targets right here. And it doesn't take any of your arcane power, so you can see it's great for barrels and stuff, I've noticed. But let's look at it. I actually didn't read the description. So, arcs lightning from your fingertips, dealing 80% weapon damage is lightning. The lightning can jump, hitting up to 2 additional enemies, and it does do that quite well. So, let's show you that on some more enemies that are more spread out here.
Black magic
We got a boss fight coming up, so I'm going to try some Arcane Torrent on this guy. Oh, that's kind of cool. Looks like they hit the ground in that certain area. So then you just switch to Electrocute here. That's actually pretty powerful. I think it's because you can fire it so quickly. Like, you can't fire Arcane Orbs that fast.
Thank you for your aid.
But the problem really is, on boss fights, you're going to run out of Arcane power. So it won't really matter that it casts more quickly. And when the Arcane Orb, you're blowing guys up so fast, you don't really need the extra. I'd rather have the extra range and the extra damage, but let's try it against some mobs. That's kind of cool. At least it looks cool. Ooh, there we go. That Magic Fine's really helping me. There we go. Not as big as an explosion area as Arcane Orb, but whatever. Yeah, this is good, but it's not as good. Let's try it some more here. Let's do, no, that didn't really help. So, let's try it again. Oh, it has a cooldown? I don't know. It's not that great. I guess if you're getting swarmed in, like, a higher difficulty, it might be good.
But I've lost track.
I've lost track. The guy repeats himself a lot. So let's try it against these guys. Oh, there we go. So if you go in there in Arcane Nova or Frost Nova and then blow them up, it could work out fairly well because they do that explosion damage. This isn't gonna. Well, this is not gonna lead to anything. All right, so I've shown you everything. Let's do Diamond Skin. Let's see how it works. See, it just doesn't. Maybe when it's ruined, it'll be better, but it just doesn't do a lot right now. So let's try some other skills here. Let's go with, we've already tried all these. So I'm going to stay with Electrocute now. We've tried all these. I'm going to stick with Arcane Orb. Frost Nova. I like Wave of Force better. So I've shown you all the skills now. Let's just farm. Let's get back to farming now. It's time to do the boss. Alright, well, I'm just going to come back when it's time to do the boss, because it seems like there's almost no point in seeing this other part. You've already seen all the skills. Well, I'll show you Arcane Orb a little more, because we didn't see that very often, or very much of it. But it's a really good skill. As soon as we find some more mobs, anyway. A lot of times I can keep moving just by throwing one arcane orb. Also, it'll blow up guys behind those barriers right there. So it keeps me moving, which is great for gear runs, especially since teleport is going to be on like a 16-second cooldown. It's just not as good, you know. So you want to keep moving as much as possible, and see, this allows me to keep moving. But also jack everybody up. Now, you have to be careful because you can run by some magic drops by doing this. But hopefully, actually those guys spawn a bunch of guys. I should have let them spawn those guys. But hopefully you'll be able to at least keep moving, but also pay attention to if you've gotten any magic drops. It does kind of use up your arcane energy quickly. Again, you're going to want to pick up those orbs that drop. Let's see if this is the way out. Nope. Alright. So those are all the skills. Now let me show you the boss farming ability of this character, which didn't really go up with the addition of runes. I thought it would, but it did not. So, and again, that's at the lower levels. She might get a lot better at the higher levels, which I'm sure she will. But I'll be right back when I find the Skeleton King. Alright, so here I am at the Skeleton King's door. Now, I'm going to switch my skill from Electrocute to Magic Missile. It's a much better single target skill. So hopefully it'll be ready to go by the time I get to the Skeleton King here. But I've noticed a lot more. The drop rate's really high now since I have 68% Magic Find. As far as blues are concerned, it's going to really help. Definitely want to get that right away to help you get some good gear off blacksmithing, because it is a lot better than the normal gear that drops. And also, this is going to be my last video that's going to be weekly. The videos after this will just be whenever there's a patch, I'll do a video on the patch changes. So there won't be a video every week. There will be a video if there's a patch, a major patch. So just be aware of that. And hopefully there won't be a lot of changes by the time they release it. But so you can see I'm not killing him as fast as I did with the well, this is pretty fast, but not as fast as with the Witch Doctor. When I mean triple dots like that is just ridiculous. Now the nice thing is my AoE will kill off those guys, and what you want to have happen is you want those ads to drop a orb so you can get more arcane power, which didn't happen, but whatever. So I got level 13 in Glass Cannon, and would I get split something? So Glass Cannon is definitely what I get for farming. New primary. Split. Fire 3 missiles each. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's check that out real quick. Let's just pick this stupid gold. Now, gold is going to kind of matter a little more because the blacksmithing, the items cost a lot more to smith, especially if you're really, because what I had to do was to get this 10% better chance to get any kind of magic find on my gloves. I had to make like 4 or 5 copies of this glove, and so that that adds up as far as gold is concerned. I think with these bracers, I got these the first try, but there's a lower version of these bracers that it took like 12 tries for me to get something with magic find on it. So it costs a lot of gold if you're trying to grind out magic find gear out of your blacksmithing. So let's check this out. Oh, that's cool. That's a lot better for farming mobs anyway. I don't know if I'd go with Electrocute over this now. I'd have to try it out. You can try it out when you get this game. Hopefully it's coming out soon. But anyway, maybe not. They keep changing it. So that was the Wizard in depth. Let me know what you guys think. I know everybody cannot wait for this game to come out. And again, I will only be doing new videos when new patches come out, which seems to be pretty regular at this point. So please like, comment, and favorite, and let me know what you think about this video. Alright, see you guys next time.